understanding, inspiring, and participating in change. From our classrooms to our neighborhoods, investing ourselves in our communities is our focus today. We'll explore MATC's Community Health and Nutrition Navigator, and we'll float into the Mequon campus for Learning Commons, a space where MATC students can reflect and manage their schoolwork. All this and more on this week's edition of MATC Now. Good afternoon and welcome to this week's episode of MATC Now. I'm your host, James Charles. Thanks for joining us. Today I'm joined in studio by my co-host, Sarah Kappert. Sarah, thanks for joining us and being here with us today.
Thank you so much for having me. Now,
you are the manager for scholarship programs here at MATC. Tell us a little bit about that and how students can learn to get resources from you.
Of course, great question. So yeah, Sarah Kappert, manager of scholarships, been here about 7 years. And I run both our large cohort scholarships. So if you think of Promise, Restart, Shakota, Frederick Memorial Hospital, scholarships like those, you apply once and you stay with us till you graduate. We help you along the way, as well as some smaller ones that can benefit anyone, like our textbook scholarship, our parent scholarship. So we are located in S110 at the downtown campus. Students can come in anytime between 8 and 4:30, and we're there for live in-person support, help you apply for scholarships, check on the status of your application, all things like that.
Many, many resources.
Yes.
All right. Well, Sarah, thanks for your efforts in helping our students achieve their goals. Higher education can be a reality for so many students with your help. Now, let's check in with field correspondent Akira Quinn, who's over at our Mequon campus. She's checking on what students are doing to achieve their school goals. Akira.
Thank you, James. Today we're here at Mequon's campus Learning Commons, where students relax and engage in opportunities to further their learning. Check in back with us soon to explore what the Learning Commons has in store.
Thanks, Akira. We'll check back in soon for more updates. From those who tutor to those who lead our students, MATC is proud to have talented professionals and gifted leaders who are unlimited in their methods to engage with the student population. Student producer Azael Alvarez sat down with Peter Colto to explore his career journey behind the scenes. But before that, student passion reporter Shannon O'Dwyer and student producer Aiden West met with District Student Association Vice Chairman Ying Tavu to discuss engagement within the MATC community.
A community is defined as a group of people who reside in the same place or have a particular characteristic in common. The community of MATC is such a unique and diverse space where many different groups of people come together and form something only found here. I'm student passion reporter Shannon O'Dwyer, and this is a Student Passion Report. In case you're wondering where I am currently in the S building in the downtown campus. But no matter where you are on campus, you just might run into a certain web design student named Yang Tavu. Let's see if we can pull him for a chat.
Yang Ta is the vice chair for student government, where he meets a variety of different people and is a part of many different communities.
My favorite part of being student government is helping the community out by offering clerical support through volunteer and advocacy. Our MATC community is very open-minded, we're very inclusive and diverse, and we have many students from all backgrounds and all walks of life that come to the school.
What are some of your favorite activities and events that you hold as a part of student government?
My favorite activity is the ones that Student Life hosts. So they will host big eat-out sessions, and students will come and eat food together. And it wouldn't just be just one race. It'll be multiple different types of people that comes together and break bread together. And that's what I like to see at MATC. All these diverse people coming together, and we have something in common: eating food. Food is what brings us together.
The passion that Yang holds for the community is one of a kind. By being an active member in the community, he gets to take part in many events around campus, such as the Party at the Polls, where he was able to encourage new voters to take part.
Yang Ta is someone who is truly devoted to his community. His passion allows him to connect with so many diverse groups of people. He plays such a vital role in the MATC community. I'm Shannon O'Dwyer, and this has been a Student Passion Report.
Peter Koto is an honor alumni and retention coach for the healthcare program at the Mequon campus. He is also the co-lead for the affinity group Pride Alliance, which is the cornerstone of the LGBTQ+ community and their allies.
We had some big events this year. We were able to raise our flag. We did a gallery night, and mostly to engage with the community and always bringing awareness, right, about LGBTQ+. MATC actually didn't have yet a policy to fly flags. We had then to work with our general counsel, marketing, public safety, so we gather the entire community and stakeholders to craft a policy. It represents our entire community, right? It's sending a message that the MATC welcomes people from a diverse background, regardless of their sexual orientation or, religion, etc. So having the flag there, it was a statement of inclusiveness.
Civic engagement is when a group takes action into an issue that is in the interest of the public. It is also about being a resource to those in the community while helping them to develop and grow.
Being a resource means having resources to share with your community, connecting them with the resources if you don't have them, being able to advocate for the community, being able to give them direction when they feel lost, bringing change and helping those that are in need. Definitely it's part of what civic engagement is. It's when people take action to make a difference in their community. People can partake by volunteering to help. They can contact their elected officials. They can form groups that advocate for minorities and bring change.
Civic engagement is important because we need change and people to represent those who need help while also being engaged with the community.
Peter Koto really makes it clear that his doors are open to any of the students that need his help.
He sure does. It's inspiring to see people so dedicated to helping others and making a positive impact in our community.
Let's now turn our focus to the academic process and its impact on our college lives. Our field correspondent Akira Quinn is down at the Mequon campus where students are finding how to work with their schoolwork between studies.
Today we're here in the Learning Commons, and I'm here with Stacy Mose. Stacy, could you tell us what you do here?
Hi, yes, Akira. I'm the campus librarian here at Mequon, and I work with students, faculty, and staff to make sure that they have the information that they need to be successful in their courses.
And I'm over here, I got a little snippet, but this looks like a meditation room. Could you tell me about this? It looks very relaxing.
It is, and that is the whole purpose of the meditation room, so that students can have a quiet place to rest, to regroup, to read. There are meditation journals, there are yoga mats, they can pray, whatever it helps them, they can do whatever it helps them to be calm and then be ready to face the rest of the day, which might not be so calm.
I agree with that for me personally. And I know that you have an anatomy lab here. What is that? Can you tell me what is going on?
Sure thing. The Academic Support Department has an anatomy and physiology lab, and that includes models, skeletons, and models of muscles, and so the students can use those to learn for their classes, and the academic support department supports them for that.
And I'm looking around here, and it looks very spacious, very wide. What do students do in here, and how do they use their equipment?
Sure. Students can come on in, sign on onto our computers, just like they do at Blackboard, and they can study, use our databases, look up books. They can print documents. Every student gets $10 every semester that they can spend on printing, so it doesn't have to come out of your own pocket. We also have study rooms that students can use to collaborate, to make sure that they are getting ready for their classes. And then, of course, we have our amazing view.
I love this view. This probably has to be the best one for me, the best thing about this whole thing. What else do you have to offer here?
We also have our seed library. Have you ever heard?
I never heard of this before.
Seed libraries are a way to make seeds available and growing available to the community. Here at MATC, the library and our horticulture department at the Mequon campus work together we've been doing this for 8 years, making seeds available. It's all organic and heirloom seeds that are available to our staff, our faculty, our students, of course, and to the community that can come in and get seeds.
So my mom is obsessed with seeds, everything like that. How can this come about? How can parents, students come get these seeds?
Absolutely. Every March, the Seed Library opens up on our website, MATC Seed Library, and they can fill out a Google form requesting up to 5 different types of seeds. For example, tomatillos, or we have mustard greens, or some of our staff, some of our community members donate Doug's Poppin' Good popcorn. And there are also flowers. We encourage all of our patrons to grow, whether it be indoors or on their kitchen shelf. Maybe they grow basil and then they can use it in their cooking. And you don't have to be here at the Mequon campus.
Oh, really?
We send the seeds to each of our campuses, Oak Creek, West Allis, Milwaukee. So whatever's convenient for the patrons. So it's not just a Mequon thing. It's available to all of Southeast Wisconsin.
Oh, I really love this. My mom will love this right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So hopefully your mom, maybe we send her home some seeds with you. What do you think?
She will love this, honestly. But I thank you for being here. You have shown me so much. It's very relaxing. The meditation is good.
Yep.
And back to you, James.
All right, thanks for planning that seed, Akira. Finding resources is so important to people who are accomplishing their schoolwork. If you're looking to see more civic engagement in action, MATC's Community Health and Nutrition Navigator program could be the perfect fit this week. Student producers Ethan Ramirez and Chris Rayner explore the rights we hold in today's world. But first, student producers Max Martinson and Fia Shelton show us the impact of the Souls to the Polls initiative during voting periods.
MATC has served as an early voting site for multiple weeks throughout October, and with the 2024 presidential election around the corner, all eyes will be drawn towards this year's results. But one highly discussed demographic could make all the difference in this year's race. Youth voters ages 18 to 24 and their voter turnout is a topic for discussion every election cycle. And with more and more of the Gen Z population becoming old enough to cast their ballot, this year's youth vote may prove to be more influential than any previous election. Multiple organizations across Milwaukee are working to encourage young voter turnout, and one group stands out from the rest. Souls to the Polls Milwaukee has worked to galvanize youth voters to get their voices heard this election season. Outreach and education specialist Anita Johnson is at the center of their mission.
The action that I believe that is really important is to talk to young people. See what their ideals are. See if you can support that and uplift it, so they can go to the polls to vote. You know, we offer rides to the polls. We offer education. We offer events like this. You know, we get young people here. We've got bands that they like to encourage them to come here so they can vote. We need to talk to our young people and let them know how important it is to vote without talking about what people did for them years ago, because they don't seem to be very impressed about that.
However, even though many youth voters are eligible to vote, it doesn't mean they will. In November of 2020, the United States Census Bureau found that 51.4% of eligible voters ages 18 to 24 reported that they did vote in the general election. While this number was a record high, it is still lacking in comparison to other age groups such as seniors 55 and older, who reported a voter turnout of well over 70%. But Souls to the Polls Executive Director Reverend Greg Lewis is committed to inspiring and empowering what he likes to call young genius.
Yeah, young voters, our future belongs to you. And certainly, I am so very, very pleased with who you are, because our future is in good hands, but you have to take the initiative to take charge of this situation. This is your country, this is your world, this is your state, this is your city, these are your communities. And I'm about to, be somewhere retired. We need some young people to come along and help to provide leadership in our communities. And that's an important event that needs to happen like yesterday. Young people, we need you to step it up and make sure that people understand the intelligence, the genius of our young generation, because I really believe that's what it is, young genius that's going to carry us through these next years to come.
As Thomas Jefferson once said, we do not have government by the majority. We have government by the majority who participates. So, we ask you to follow Jefferson's advice, go out and
vote, vote, vote. V-O-T-E, vote, vote. V-O-T-E, vote, vote.
Welcome to the Community Health and Nutrition Navigator program at MATC. Students get the chance to immerse themselves in hands-on experiences, working directly with organizations and companies, while getting the skills they need to pursue a career making a difference in local communities.
MATC's Community Health and Nutrition Navigator program is in its 5th semester, so we are a newer program. We really aim to prepare a workforce of community-anchored individuals who can be frontline workers in navigating their community to important health resources.
What I was learning, it made me start thinking about even my own health, is saying, if you have had this information before, then you probably would have made different decisions. And then I think that with knowing that, if you are a healthy eater, it's less, even though people say getting healthy food costs a lot, but going to the doctor costs more.
Whether that's food, information, vaccine information, or other individuals that are able to support individuals' health.
The students are given the opportunity to work in their communities while earning their credits for the program.
In just this semester, we also have begun providing the paid-related instruction for a statewide registered apprenticeship for community health worker professional development. They are employed full-time, and they are going to their jobs 4 days a week, doing on-the-job training. 1 day a week, they are excused from their employment to do professional development with me.
The apprenticeship program is to reach out to those who are currently working in a certain field, and then they're asked to come in and to also to better what they're already doing and learn and get more information on how to become better at what they're doing. I work for the Wisconsin Council of Churches as a community health specialist, and so right now that's a fairly new assignment for me, and so this fell right in place. I was asked if I would be willing to be a part of this, and I said yes, and so that's what I'm currently doing.
The program also teaches students professional people skills to interact and best help others with public and community needs.
For me, it gave me some outreach skills to be able to be in touch with people, just not, by voice, but even saying, okay, I can go out the action, where my action will speak louder than just my words. So I think it gave me the skills of being able to relate, relational skills.
Students, some of the activities and assignments that we do in the class are grant writing, introducing students to everything that goes into grant writing so that they understand how a lot of public health work is funded and can potentially support those endeavors professionally. Students learn how to do interviewing So if they're doing intake with a client or having, a complex interaction with a client, support skill development that is applied in the field after they complete their apprenticeship or graduate with the associate's degree from the Community Health and Nutrition Navigator program.
On top of all the rich content taught, the classes are also brought out to see firsthand how local resources operate.
We go on field trips to different places. We went to a food health place close by. Then we went to a Native American place. So I like the idea that we visit outside of just the class.
Becoming a community health and nutrition navigator is more than just a job. You are there to make a difference and impact the lives of people who may need support or resources to succeed.
Every vote matters in shaping our democracy, and casting our vote is how we exercise our rights as Americans. Speaking of voting, it is a powerful way to engage with our communities and have a say in our communities. Now let's hear from our special guest. Welcome to Chief Marketing Officer here at MATC, Tony Tagliavia.
Thanks so much for
being
having
here.
Thanks
Absolutely.
for having me.
Now we're talking today about civic engagement and getting involved. In your role, how does that come up, getting students involved?
Sure, we end up getting the word out to students about a lot of opportunities. So civic engagement can mean many different things. I think most broadly it's getting connected to your community to make it a better place. So certainly right now voting is a huge part of that. So we're involved with getting the word out to students about being an early polling place for City of Milwaukee residents that ended this past weekend. We're messaging out today, the day before the general election, of where to find your polling place and things like that. Our student life team has partnered with a lot of nonpartisan organizations to get out the vote, and we've had other organizations rent spaces or use public forum spaces to convey information to students, and that ultimately comes through our team too. So I think for us, a lot of it is getting the word out, whether it's something that's very prominent right now like voting, or just getting connected to student organizations, community organizations, and making those a better place as well.
What, if an MATC student wanted to get involved, what would you say is a good opportunity for them to make a difference in their community?
Yeah, I think our district student association is a great place to start, and they're very actively involved in helping our college be a better place for students. But then there are also student groups as well, and those might be based on an affinity, like a racial or ethnic group, but they can also be based on an interest. And it's just a really great way to get involved, help make the college better. And there's also research that says students who are more connected to those groups feel more connected to the college, and they're more likely to graduate, and that's what we all want to see.
Now, for those students who say, hey, I'm busy with college, I'm too young, that's for when I get, older, what do you have to say about students who think that now is not the time to get civically engaged?
First of all, I absolutely respect, 90% of our students are part-time. That means they're juggling jobs, maybe more than one, helping a family, whether they're helping raise their own siblings, children of their own. So that's all very real, and I want to respect that. But I think finding time to get involved and get connected in even small ways, it might not take the time commitment that you really expect. And when it comes to some aspects of civic engagement like voting, it can actually be very quick, right? We had a lot of students use the early voting site, and going out and voting on election day. There might be a line too, but when you contrast that with your whole academic experience and saying this is one way to get some experience in civic engagement, I think it's a relatively small time investment, but absolutely acknowledge how busy our students are.
Excellent. And quickly ending here, where can students find you on campus?
Sure. So my office is in the main building on the second floor. I'm on the southwest corner of the building. I share an office with vice presidents overseeing learning and enrollment and retention. But I like to get out and walk the campus. I'm on campus every single day, mostly the downtown campus, but I like to get out and see other campuses too.
All right. Well, thanks again, Tony, for joining us today. We look forward to hearing more about how civic services can directly address and engage with the public.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. Now, if an election were being held for the best smelling studio, well, we'd win by a landslide due to Chef Aiyana next door. Her kitchen just smells the best. Chef, what's sizzling over there this week?
Thanks, James. Today we'll be diving into a classic comfort food that brings people together, the smash burger. And just like for this burger, our society thrives on different ingredients, as in voices, opinions, and perspectives. So grab your apron and let's dive in. For this recipe, you will need a pan, preferably cast iron, with a cover, a cutting board, and a knife. Now let's go over the ingredients you'll need. Ground beef, hamburger buns, cheese, seasoning, and any extra toppings. I'm using tomato and lettuce. We'll turn the stove onto high heat and let it heat for a minute while we prepare. To prepare, you'll need to mold your beef into the size of golf balls and lay out your toppings. I've already sliced some tomatoes over here. And now we'll start cooking our burgers by placing our beef on the heated pan and smashing down until they're thin slices. Ooh. Get off, get off. Oh no. Sometimes the burger likes the spatula too much. Then we'll cover that up while that cooks. I'll slice up some lettuce. We'll place that off to the side. We're gonna go in with some salt, pepper, and a little bit of barbecue seasoning. And for this, we're just gonna dump a little bit into our hand and sprinkle right on top. Cover that back up, let it cook for about 1 to 2 minutes while we prepare our buns. With a burger like this, it's supposed to get messy, so you can add as many toppings as you'd like. A few popular toppings are things like pickles, onions, ketchup, or mustard. We have tomato and lettuce, and so we'll start with adding 2 slices of tomato and a nice little folded bed of lettuce. Now that this is browned up a little bit, we can flip it onto its other side. And we'll take our slice of American cheese. We're gonna fold that in half and cover it over our burger and place that cover lid right on top, so that way the steam can melt the cheese. While we wait for the other side to cook, let's talk about how to know when your burger is done. For smash burgers, specifically, it's a quicker cook time compared to a traditional burger. Smash burgers take around 2 or 3 minutes on the first side, 1 to 2 minutes on the other side, all depending on the thickness of your patties. We have some pretty thin ones here, so we're going pretty quick. You'll want to look out for browning of the patty and crispy edges. We're not quite there yet. We got some browning that we still need to do. But now that we're almost done cooking, we can prepare our buns. As you see, I've got lettuce and tomato on one. I think I'll just put some tomato on the other one because it tastes great. Now that the patties should be ready, we'll take them off the pan, and don't forget to turn off your stove. You don't want that cast iron to catch heat. Carefully take the patty out of the pan. You might need to use an oven mitt for this if your patty sticks to the pan, only because cast iron does burn very hot. We'll take that out and place it gently on there. We have our garnishments, and there you have it. A tasty, juicy smash burger. You'll surely make a difference in your neighborhood with these burgers. Back to you, James.
Thanks for those delicious burgers, Aiyana. They look perfect for this season. Now, let's check in with James for this week's MATC Minute.
MATC Public Safety and the Student District Association are hosting a campus safety event on Wednesday, November 6th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the downtown campus on the 3rd floor in the Student Lounge. Winter and spring term registration opens for continuing MATC students beginning Monday, November 4th. Don't forget to vote this week. Make your voice heard and participate in shaping our community's future. Check your local news resources to find your nearest polling site. MATC television and video production students invite children ages 4 through 7 to participate in Letters to Santa. Santa will read letters at Milwaukee PBS Studios on Saturday, November 9th at MATC's downtown campus in the C Building. Those episodes will air the week before Christmas. To participate, email letterstosanta.pbs@gmail.com. To learn more information on dates, times, and details on campus events, visit matc.edu/events.
Thanks for that, James. And kids, we invite you to get those letters in. As we think about finding peace in stressful times, let's check in with student producer Ethan Ramsey at Havenwood State Forest for this week's Gem KE.
I'm student producer Ethan Ramsey here at Havenwood State Forest, and this is another Hidden Gem KE. Havenwoods is the only urban state forest in Wisconsin and has 237 acres of forest, wetland, and grassland. On the north side of Milwaukee, Havenwoods is home to so many different kinds of plants, trees, and wildlife, some of which aren't even native to Wisconsin. With 7 miles of paved, limestone, and grass trails, Havenwoods is a great place to take a walk surrounded by nature. The best part about walking on the park's trails is seeing the many landmarks, including the 120-foot bridge that spans across Lincoln Creek as it runs through the park on its way to the Milwaukee River. So the next time you need to relax, you can head up to Havenwoods and just enjoy the sights and sounds of nature. I'm student producer Ethan Ramsey, and this has been another Hidden Gem KE.
Even as the fall colors fade into winter gray, Havenwoods is still a peaceful and natural setting for all to enjoy. Speaking of enjoying, I want to thank both of you for being here today. Sarah, Tony, thanks for being with us on the program.
Thanks for having us.
All right. And thanks to all of you for watching another episode of MATC Now. I'm your host, James Charles. Now, we're off the air for next week, but we hope you'll check us out the week after next. We'll see you then.